And here it is, YouTube. This is the crazy flashlight from Acebeam, the X80. And I'm going to try to explain why this is the most outrageous flashlight I have in my collection. And you're saying, really? Why? Why is that outrageous? I mean, I'm taking a look at this flashlight, and after many years of experience dealing with different flashlights, with the tiny throwers, the dual purpose, utilitarians, the multi-emitters, the aspheric ones, and even the highly modified ones that have extreme output and crazy throw or beam distance. I even have the ones that I don't even know why I bought them in the first place, honestly. But anyways, going back to the X80. The X80 comes with a lot of different features. Crazy stats, like 25,000 lumens on turbo. It also have multiple colors emitters, and even a UV emitter, which I'm going to show later on in the video, but is a very cool feature on this flashlight. And here's the visual comparison with the classic style soda can flashlight, actually the one that started all, the Nightwalker Nova. This flashlight, when it was launched, it packed 5300 lumens, which was unheard of for this size of a flashlight. But the X80 packed a lot of new technology, and it really exceeded my expectations. For example, I'm showing over here a color flashlight, and this was very regular, even on pricey flashlights. You will see a beam that have a lot of artifacts, and it was very difficult to use. I mean, your eyes have to get used to this. So for me, I see it as a marketing tool that they use. Yes, this flashlight have different colors, but this is what you get usually. With the X80, everything changed. The beam is beautiful. This is the first flashlight that I review or that I own that takes color seriously. It's an even light, a beam, it's flawless, and not only on the in different colors, the white beam, it's just beautiful. The camera over here is trying to auto adjust to the brightness, but with the bare eyes, it was just a wall of light in front of me. So the X80 solved the color problems from the past, and they managed to do all that stuff on that tiny footprint. So far, the X80 is a unique flashlight in my book. Now let's discuss the most obscure of the features on this flashlight, the UV or black light feature. This is a cheap flashlight I bought off Amazon. A couple years ago I was traveling and I was staying in hotel constantly. So with black light you can see stuff that you can't see normally with regular illumination. The beam over here, as you can see, it's concentrated in the middle, and once you move your eye or your sight from the middle, you don't see anything. There's a lot of white light, so the emitter is so cheap that it's not really a UV emitter. You have some of that effect in the middle, but once you go in the corona area, there's no black light. But with the X80, everything changed again. Completely different story. Big difference. You don't really see anything white. You just see the black light reflecting off the white materials or fibers. And that's what you really need when you're using the black light. And here it is, a regular laundry area that you see in every house. But everything changes once you use the black light. And the UV beam on this flashlight, it's incredible. All the details pop. Your eye is not overwhelmed by this hot spot blinding you. You will be able to see all the details very clearly. So if you're checking into a hotel that you don't feel confident, you can use this flashlight and you can see what's going on behind the scenes. Keep in mind, with regular lighting equipment, you won't be able to see any of this. So over here, it's just cleaning detergents that you see on the surface area. But when you check in the hotel, it could be something else. So this is very useful. I really like this feature on this flashlight. So here are some outdoor shots of the beams. For every color you will have two emitters, so you will be able to see some sort of an artifact at the bottom. You will see it over there on the ground, but you will notice that if you're very far away. If you're operating the flashlight, you won't be able to see it. With the UV light, there's only one emitter, so there's no artifacts whatsoever with UV. And the user interface, you turn it on and you press the button and wait until it changes colors, and then after the colors you'll go into the white light and you go through low, medium, high, and after that you have to double click for the turbo and the second turbo mode, doing double clicks. This is what my backyard looks right now. We were doing some work over there, so it's in a way a little bit of a mess, but this is the white beam. And I'm gonna cycle through low, medium, high, and then the turbos. And once again, the brightness was so tremendous that the camera was trying to auto expose the frame. So every single time I ramp up the output, the camera will auto correct it, so it'll get darker on the edges. But you have to see this in real life. It's really truly amazing. And as you can see here, it's just basically a wall of light. You have almost 180 degrees of coverage when you turn this thing on. And you will see the user interface on this flashlight. It's you have to get used to it, because you have to press and keep the button pressed in order to go through the different modes, and this is including the color modes. So if you're on red, you have to press it and leave it pressed until it goes from green to blue and then white again. And whatever mode you let go, it'll be stored on the flashlight, so the next time you use it, it'll be on that mode. And when it's on, you double click to go into the turbo. So you double click once to go into the first turbo, and you double click again from that one to get to the second mode of turbo. And with 25,000 lumens at your disposal, you basically turn the night into a light show. And remember, this is a floodlight, it's not a throw light. So the beam distance is not great compared to other flashlights that they have a big reflector. This is mainly to flood the area with a lot of lumens all over the place. So over here I'm showing how the beam looks with something within the range of the flashlight, and also comparing it to the output over here for a street light. Look how weak the street light is compared to the X80. So if you're walking your dog in the middle of the night, I really suggest you get something like the X80. I mean, the output dwarfs the street lighting. It's amazing. But with all those lumens concentrated on that tiny flashlight, there's a lot of heat. You see here condensation inside the reflector, and this is directly related to all these lumens and the heat that they generate. Remember, it's just a matter of physics. You're concentrating 25,000 lumens on this tiny flashlight. Here is a comparison with the SR95, which is a floodlight. You have 4,800 lumens. The thing is, you have so much area dissipating all that heat, so you can run at 4,800 lumens, and the heat is dissipated very quickly. Where on the X80, all of that heat is trapped on that tiny head, and honestly, those fins, they're not enough. They get so hot you can even turn it off. At one point, I felt like I was burning my fingers just trying to turn it off. So it gets that hot. So depending on the mode, this flashlight is very practical, but in other modes, it's just a joke. It gets so hot so quickly, you can even burn yourself. So here it is. This is the Acebeam X80. Thank you for watching.